Okay, tonight I'm going to make the Steakhouse Parmesan and Herbs potatoes, the red potatoes. I've done a couple of these. They're really, really good so far. This particular one is 120 calories, 180 calories, and there's 5 servings in this box. So it's 180 calories for half a cup dry. So whatever that means. 180 calories for 5 ways, whatever. So I've got a 1 3/4 cup of water just boiling, and I've got to get that to a boiling point. I've got 2 tablespoons of butter cut up into chunks. I have 3/4 cup of milk ready to go. And I'm going to open this up and go ahead and get my casserole. It's ungreased casserole pan. These don't like to open. Probably has a handy pull tab somewhere. I just don't know. Okay. Okay, it's got a packet of seasoning. Take it out of there. Big, thick package of seasoning too. And it's got a packet of, this one has Parmesan cheese. So there's a little packet of Parmesan cheese. And you dump the rest of the potatoes in there. You know, I do this every time. I could just go ahead and dump them in there and get the packages out once I dump it, but I don't think about that until after I do it. So I'm just going to wait for my water to boil, and then I'll show you the rest of the process. Okay, my water's boiling, really good, really boiling. I'm going to take this and pour it in over my potatoes. I'm just going to lay this up on the stove. And I usually put my butter in next because I want my butter to get melted in that hot water. And if you do it in the little chunks, it goes a lot better. I'm going to let them sit in the hot water and let them melt a little bit. And then I'm going to open my sauce packet, which is not the Parmesan one, it's the bigger packet. I'm clumsy today. And this is just to powder your seasoning for it. And just sprinkle a little bit at a time or it clumps up on you. Once you get pretty much all the clumps out, I probably should have broke that up in the packet a little bit more before I poured it in there. Couldn't tell it was clumped up that much, but I got most of them out. Last step is to add your milk. And just stir it up, and the milk just adds the creaminess to it. Okay, now this is going to bake at, again, 450. It's going to bake for 450 for 20 minutes, and then you take it out, sprinkle your Parmesan on there, and then stick it back in for 5 minutes. So I'm going to stick it in for 20 minutes, and I'll be back. Okay, it's been 20 minutes, and I'm going to take this out of the oven. It's very hot. Whew. It smells really good. And what you do is you take the Parmesan herb packet, and I'm only going to cut the corner of it off. And you just sprinkle this all over the top. And then it goes back in the oven for 5 more minutes, and then you take it out and you let it sit for 5 minutes. So I'll show you what it looks like in 5 minutes. Okay, very, very hot. Try to get a bite with the potato and the Parmesan part of it. That is really good. I wish there was a little more crunch to the rest of it because that had like a crust on top of it. And the rest of it's kind of squishy and runny. But it tastes really good. I would, just like all the rest of them, I think I would recommend this one too. So far I haven't had a bad one.